Yo, did y'all see the whole K Flock thing? This was kind of crazy. K Flock facing 50 years. So K Flock, who was convicted of, and let me read all this. Which, by the way, this is like super explosive. So federal prosecutors actually want the rapper K Flock to spend half a century in jail, or prison actually, after being convicted of 3 counts in his federal racketeering case back in March. The rapper was found guilty of racketeering conspiracy with assault of a dangerous weapon and attempted murder in the aid of a racketeering and a firearm discharge offense. He's set to be sentenced on December 16th. In a sentence submission to the judge, federal prosecutors laid out their reasons why they wanted him to spend the majority of his life in prison. They said that he led a violent street gang. And by the way, here's the thing. Remember, he did beat the murder case. So he beat the murder charge, but he got convicted of the RICO charge, which is, attempted murder in aid of racketeering. So he didn't get convicted of murder, but you got to remember, they did charge him for murder. So, if it was murder, it would be automatic life. But since it's not automatic life, they're asking for 50 years. Now, apparently, it said a submission went over the details of Flock building up his Sevside gang, where prosecutors say he was recruiting people to shoot other people. Prosecutors also linked him to other violent incidents. They brought up the fact that after his trial, he posted, "I beat the top count." Wow. So him posting about him beating at least one count, they're saying, yo, you've been bragging. "I beat the top count. I made the judge cry. Kill all rats." Wait, did he say kill all rats? No fucking way. So a reference to the fact that he was found not guilty of the most serious charge against him, murder in the aid of racketeering. Prosecutor wrote that K Flock's post showed a complete disregard for the law. The recommended 50-year sentence is broken down 20 years for each of the 2 racketeering and assault accounts, plus 10 years for his firearm charge. So they're doing everything concurrent, right? No, consecutive. Which, by the way, if we kind of look at it now, it will be 20 years if everything is concurrent, right? Federal prosecutor's submission to the judge comes ahead of Flock's sentencing, which was originally supposed to take place in October, but it was pushed back because of his own request. Now, there's a story going around K Flock, and by the way, supposedly it's in the sentencing, memo from the prosecutors. They're saying K Flock reportedly bullied his friend C Blu for not contributing to any shootings for their gang. It says Kevin Perez belittled those Sevside and DOA members who he viewed as not contributing to the gang, asking them, "If you not doing no shootings or getting any type of money, what the fuck are you around me for?" The defendant sent a barrage of text messages to C Blu, criticizing him for not coming outside to do shit until 2021 and for having no hits, which means shootings. Hold on, let me see if I can show you out. And damn. So apparently he was bullying. It came across that he was bullying C Blu, saying, "Yo, what's up, bro? Like, why you not sliding?" Damn. Now, there is actual court documents. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, I can't find it. But there is court documents where you could see where the police are kind of like outlining him trying to bully his friend C Blu for not trying to slide on some revenge killing shit. And he basically said, if you're not going to slide, you better be getting some money, because if you can't do either, why the fuck are you around me? Which is interesting. Here we go. Remember, like when he had just got convicted, he had K Flock from behind bars. He had sent like a voice note, right? Let's see. What did he say? After conviction, I thought he had sent a message.
DOA was everything K. He loves K Flock and Dougie B had a hit called Brother Love. things up. I gotta get a dresser and shit for there.
His fans were happy to see him make it out like that, but C Blu didn't stay out of New York for long.
Oh, this is a C Blu dude.
Named PJ Clizzy for the murder. There's no proof to back the story up, but some people think B-Love knew that C Hot Watts was gonna get killed because B-Love is still with the OGs, and that's why Set the Trend was so pressed about the situation. Bodies were dropping on both sides, but C Blu made a good move and hit Texas to get away from all the drama.
Look, my room is still basically empty. I don't really have that many things up. I gotta get a dresser and shit for there.
His fans were happy to see him make it out like that, but C Blu didn't stay out of New York for long, and in 2025, he allegedly got booked for crack. And then C Blu got clowned like crazy after he got exposed for being broke and not paying for features that he was supposed to. It's not clear what's going on with C Blu's cases right now, but his music fell off too, and he's not even touching the 100K views on YouTube anymore. Set the Trend fell off as well, and the situation got even worse for him after some paperwork came out that accused him of snitching. Set the Trend said the paperwork was fake, but it didn't even matter if it was real or not, because a lot of people stopped rocking with him after it got leaked. DOA has a lot of members locked up for fighting cases right now, and an OG from Sev's side named Sticky B just caught 8 more years while he was already locked up. Sticky B was booked on fraud charges and should have been coming home in 2026, but instead of keeping his head down and getting out, Sticky B stabbed somebody in jail and got hit with 8 more years. Sticky B has also been clowned since he's been on the block since the 2000s and never made it out of the trenches even though he's in his 30s.
Big Sue breathe, he out the cave and all that.
Big Sue breathe, man. I said that.
Is that it about C
It
Blu?
was even approved. It started falling apart, the dudes were repping other sets. Some DOA affiliates still rep YBs though, and on the track Flame 'em, Set the Trend raps, slide to the 8, we don't show no remorse. EJ got hit, you know we gon' toss. Bitch, I'm YB, know I'm kicking indoors. Most drill fans don't even know about the original YB's movement though, and it's looking like the same thing could happen to DOA in a few years if something doesn't change for him.
So K-Flock was bullying people to shoot.
Yeah. Talking about. There's a lot of things that they were speaking on, and a specific member that they use for this example is Christopher.
Here we go. Let me grab some liquor, by the way.
They are trying to say that K-Flock is the leader of the gang, Sevside/DOA. And they brought up how he used to bully and belittle some of the gang members in an attempt to get them to start spinning the block. And a specific member that they use for this example is Christopher Blue. Now, if you look at your screen,
This is it right here. So this is a submission by the prosecutors to the judge. It says, the defendant's stance on violence was not for show. Even in private messages to his fellow Sevside members, the defendant urged those in the circle to commit more violence. He belittled those Sevside DOA members who he viewed as not contributed to the gang, and asking them in sum and substance, if you're not doing no shootings or getting no type of money, why the hell you around me for? The defendant sent a barrage of messages to C Blu, a member of the allied Ray Way gang, criticizing him for not coming outside to do shit and having no hits. Wow. So he was criticizing this guy for not killing nobody. These messages showed that the defendant's incitement of gang violence was not a public persona he played. Wow.
Your screen. It reads, the defendant belittled those Sevside/DOA members who he viewed as not contributing to the gang, asking them in sum and substance, if you not doing no shootings or getting any type of money, what you around me for? The defendant sent a barrage of messages to Christopher Blue, a member of the allied Rayway gang, criticizing him for not coming outside. Oh no. It continues to do shit, aka commit violence, until 2021, and for having no hits, which means shootings. These messages show the defendant incitement of gang violence was not just a public persona he saying. That's what they're saying right now. And I think that's very unfortunate. So basically, K-Flock was out here telling C Blu, yo, we need you to put in a little more work for this Rayway DOA alliance that we have going on right now. And I guess Christopher Blue was not trying to do that. Now, is this necessarily a bad or good thing when it comes to Christopher Blue? I guess when it comes to the street side of things, it would be considered or looked at as a bad thing. But if you ask me, hey, he's not in jail. So I guess him not spinning the block or not coming outside kept his ass from being locked up and put behind bars. But this is not the only thing. This is not the only thing, because now the feds are saying K-Flock is a capper. He is a lying bastard, is what they're trying to say. I want you guys to see Exhibit B. Look at your screen! Look at your screen! Now, if you guys remember, on March 21st, 2025, the day after the jury verdict, they're saying the defendant, while in jail, sent a text message to a friend. In it, the defendant asked the other individual to post on Instagram the following message, which threatened violence on cooperating witnesses and falsely claimed that the defendant had made the court cry because the defendant beat the top count. And they're saying this is all cap. Now it reads, this is what K-Flock put inside of his stories. I beat the top count. I made the judge cry. He said now he's not forced to give me life. Everything good, not good. Everything bad, not bad. Just gotta stay humble to the outcome of your situation and see what Allah got for you. Chin up, chest out. Shit ain't over. Nowhere near. Remain a G and stay sucker free. Never fold, never will. Free the thoroughbred ones. And kill all rats. Oh no. So they're using the part where he said kill all rats at the end as a threat towards the cooperating witnesses within the case. So basically, if you ask me, it looks like the Fed's been watching every single thing that K. Flockington has been doing, even while he's been locked up. All his Instagram posts, all of the I'm in great spirits, all the shit that he's popping on his gram, they're watching. And it seems like the Feds are going to use this to bring to the judge's attention and show him that this kid has not changed in any type of way, shape, or form, even though he is still within prison. Which, if you ask me, goes to show that at the end of the day, they are always watching. Now,
All right. Anyway, man, I honestly think New York drill kind of ended with K-Flock getting locked up. Obviously, D-Thing and then was locked up as well. But I definitely believe that, you can't have drill in any type of form like Chicago or Jacksonville or sometimes Memphis. Where else does drill music kind of pop off a little bit more? You can't have it in New York City. It's going to be shut down literally, I think, you got about 60 days, which is 90 days. 3 months, which is like 90 days. You're not going to be doing this for too much longer. So I actually believe that, K-Flock was cursed from the get-go. So if he goes down and he only gets like 20 years, I think that's a win. And that might sound crazy, but they were really trying to get him on that murder. And they didn't give him the murder, so he has the possibility of getting everything concurrent, and that would fall under 20 years, right? Like he would basically do 20. However, I do think they might give him one consecutive, and I think that might be the pistol charge. That would bring him to about 30. So regardless, he's like early 20s. He's like 22, 23. He gets 20 years, he's going to be 42. You know what I mean? Still 15 years younger than Jim Jones and Meek, and not Meek, but what the fuck? It's still younger than Mano. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. There's not much hip hop shit to get to. I see Wayno talking about some Philly stuff. Like, Skino's like beefing with Meek Mill. Like,